From Spontaneously Combustible Studio in Cleveland, Ohio, presented by Permanently Geek, this is Uncovered. This is the show where we compare an original version of a song and another artist's cover version of that song and try to determine which is the better of the two. My name's Michael McFarland. With me is my co-host, Mr. Kevin Conaway.
Hello.
So under this piece of cloth, there is a song that has been selected by our producer. We don't know what's under it yet. There's a hopper of songs that can be picked from. So we have a general sense of what it might be, but we don't know specifically what it's going to be this time around. So would you care to do the honors?
Sure.
Nice.
All right, there we go.
I'm excited about this one. So we have the song "Take on Me," originally by Aha, covered by Real Big Fish.
I like this cover, this picture too. It looks like he's kind of like taunting.
He's like, hey, I bet we're gonna win this episode. And they're just like, why do those people?
They look really sad.
Why do the people in the scary bright colored clothing keep making fun of us?
They're already accepting defeat.
We wrote this song. Yeah. All right, so we're gonna take a listen to both tracks in their entirety. You're only gonna hear short clips, and we will be right back. And we're back. So, those are way too much fun. Way too much fun. Both versions
are a lot of fun.
Both versions of that song are great. So I had a really difficult time making my choice on this one, because the Aha song it's pretty much perfect as far as if you're looking for an 80s pop song.
Yeah.
You can't get more 80s pop song than Take on Me.
You're absolutely right. Yeah, that's about as good as you can get for that style.
And the music video for that is it's one of those seminal music videos that's still referenced to this day by people that probably weren't even alive when it came out.
Very true. It's so ingrained in my head too. While we were listening to it, I'm just picturing the music video happening.
It's like mirror thing, and the animated rotoscope version of them. Yeah, it's great. And it's one of those songs that you can't help feel happy when you hear it come on. It's a song that if I'm at a karaoke night and I hear the like doo 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 doo, like I don't care whether or not they sing it well or not. I'm just looking forward to watching this happen.
Yes, yeah. Just sit back and enjoy.
Mm-hmm. At the same time, the Real Big Fish version, it translated perfectly into being a ska song. Like everything about it, from the vocal lines to the synth parts becoming horn parts, like. I could not have thought of a better genre in which the song could have been covered.
Yeah, that's true. That song probably doesn't lend itself that well to being anything other than maybe a ska song or an a cappella song, apparently.
Right. Yeah, so while we were listening to the two different versions, we also noticed available is a cover of the song by a group called The Blanks. Now, Kevin, could you tell the lovely people about The Blanks?
For those that don't know, if you've ever seen the TV show Scrubs, which is one of my personal favorite shows ever, The Blanks is the real-life a cappella singing group of Ted the Lawyer.
And we were talking about this. We're not sure if he had the a cappella singing group before he was on Scrubs, and the writers just found out about it. Like, dude, we have to write that into your character. That's such a fantastic character trait for this, depressed hospital lawyer to have this a cappella singing group.
I feel like it did exist before the show, but I'm not 100% positive of that. So correct me if I'm wrong.
If I were a betting man, I'd bet that it was, but I don't actually have any information about that. So yeah, let us know down in the comments one way or another.
Yeah.
You also you mentioned a misheard lyric.
So I don't know if I'm the only one that hears this, but I hear this literally every time I hear this song. The first line is "talking away." I always hear Don King away. Don King away.
I'll be perfectly honest. I don't know what many of the lyrics to this song are. Like, there's just something about the phrasing and all that that's never lent itself to understanding by me.
Yeah, I was that way for a long time too. An old cover band that I was in used to do this song, so I eventually did learn all the lyrics to it.
Got it.
I think I still sang Don King a few times, but
just because you could.
Just because, yeah.
Fair enough. Well, shall we reveal what our picks were for this episode?
Sure.
All right.
Here we go. You ready?
3, 2, 1. Aha! We disagree once again.
Yes, we do. We're back to disagreement.
Yeah.
Finally.
All right. All is right in the world.
Yes,
Things are good.
This feels good.
No need for the Twilight Zone graphic to come back out this episode. We'll be in good shape.
Yeah.
So you picked the original. Which...
I did. So that shouldn't come as that big of a surprise to
Kevin
you
loves
or anyone.
the 80s.
I do love the 80s.
He loves him some 80s.
There's a very soft spot in my heart for any music that came out in the 80s, especially like lovable 80s fun pop music, which is what this is.
It's kind of at like the top of that list for me of those lovable. That and I think Hungry Like the Wolf is really high up there as well. So for me, this was, like I said, this was a difficult decision. And I, as much as you have a soft spot in your heart for all things 80s, I started listening to modern music in the mid-90s, and ska music was one of the things that like really captured my imagination at that point, and I really enjoyed a lot of the bands of that era of, the Mighty Mighty Bosstones, Real Big Fish, Less Than Jake, Save Ferris, all of those. I really enjoyed them, and so if you'd asked me yesterday, since I hadn't heard this rendition of Take On Me in probably 15 years. If you'd asked me yesterday which my favorite of the two would have been, I probably would have picked the Aha version. But listening to it here, I just had this like flood of nostalgia and like, And if you ask me again tomorrow, I might pick the Aha one again. But in this moment,
we have a flip flopper. Is what you're telling me here.
Hey, what kind of smear campaign you running over here?
I'm only reporting the facts.
I've been trying to run a clean campaign over here, and here you go.
I'm only reporting the facts. One day you're saying Real Big Fish, the next day you're saying Aha, and then you're going back. This guy can't pick just one and stick with it. It's flip flopper.
I'm saying in this moment, I think what America needs is Real Big Fish.
It's time to make America great again by listening to the Aha version of this song.
So, you're saying that Trump likes Aha?
You're fired.
You forgot the hand motion when you did it.
Wow, we just went to a dark place there.
Well, we were talking about Trump, of course we did.
Anyway, back on topic.
So, in case you haven't watched the show before, what we were doing when we were writing on those CDs was we were making a guess at what we thought our counterpart would pick for their favorite of the two. So, shall we reveal what those picks were?
Nah.
Okay. We'll see you next time. All right.
Yeah, I guess.
Moment o' truth.
Yeah. I have a feeling that you probably guessed correctly for me.
I don't know. I'm curious about this one. Ready?
There we go.
Ha-ha! Or aha!
So, I guess you guessed it. So, Michael says, oh ho.
Oh ho!
So, correct. You just one vowel off. Because the blanks wasn't an option.
Well, it wasn't on the sheet that we revealed earlier.
To be completely truthful, even if the blanks was an option, I still would have gone with Aha.
You would have been conflicted. You would have been at least a little conflicted.
Maybe a little.
All right. And Kevin picked Aha because it's just so fun, and he's not wrong. I do, like I said, I love that version of the song, and it was a difficult decision, and I may flip-flop over to
Aha. Can we revisit this in the next episode, and I can gain a point back?
But the thing is, if we listen to the songs again, then that wave of nostalgia might hit me again.
It's
and
the fact that we
you know.
research it. That's the problem.
Yeah, it's the fact that we actually listen to the songs.
Yeah.
So if we stop listening to the songs, then I think we'll be in good shape.
All right. So for next week's show,
There will be no more music on this show, folks. Well, thank you again for joining us for this episode of Uncovered. If you enjoyed it, please be sure to subscribe to the Permanently Geek channel. There are all kinds of other shows, as well as more episodes of Uncovered that will be coming. We're doing these every week for the time being.
and plenty of previous episodes to check out. Too.
Absolutely. This was episode number 12. 12, if I recall. 12. Oh, speaking of counting,
12-ish.
we forgot to increment the scores. So I believe it had previously been 8-6, and since I guessed correctly and you did not, the score is now 9-6. The trend continues.
I suppose it is.
Well, thanks again for joining us, folks, and we will catch you next time. Don King, away!